When Anthony Davis is on his game, he looks like a top 5 player in basketball. Tonight in the in-season tournament championship, which was very highly contested and lots of players actually care about the in-season tournament, he put up 41 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists, as well as 4 blocks defensively on 67% shooting, and led the Lakers to a win over the Indiana Pacers. He played so well in this game, and if he can do this on a consistent basis and allow LeBron James to kind of take a back seat and conserve his energy for a deep playoff run, this Lakers team is going to be really good and a threat in the Western Conference. Even if you look at a guy like Austin Reeves had 28 points on 60% shooting tonight, and it was an efficient 28 as well because he only shot 15 shots. And this is the type of performance that the Lakers have been waiting to see out of their star in Anthony Davis throughout this season and even going back to last season. AD looked very comfortable and aggressive offensively and was able to get to the rim in a variety of ways, off isolation situations, pick and rolls with D'Angelo Russell, and got involved in lobs with LeBron and D'Lo. And he made a very good defender, an above-average defender in Miles Turner, who's been consistently a top 5 defensive big man in the NBA. AD made him look very average today. As I saw him just going off the court and just isolating on Miles Turner or whoever was switched on to him, Anthony Davis just looked like he was in control of the situation, and he didn't settle for as many contested bad shots from the mid-range area. And that's something that I've seen him do so many times because he hasn't looked aggressive enough within the past couple seasons. But tonight, he was able to drop his shoulder and just get to the rim on a consistent basis. And that's what allowed the Lakers to just look like so much more of a cohesive unit and allowed Anthony Davis to have the performance that he did. So many times throughout this season, the Lakers have wanted LeBron James to be able to rest in the second and third quarters and let Anthony Davis grow a lead or keep them in the game until LeBron James is good to come back in within the fourth quarter and keep his minutes to a minimum. But AD hasn't been able to do that. But if he's able to play like he did today, I have full confidence that the Lakers are definitely championship contenders and can get things done both in the regular season and in the playoffs. This type of game is exactly what the Lakers wanted to see because you have multiple guys scoring the ball. You have maybe not the greatest game scoring the ball from D'Angelo Russell, but he was a great facilitator, and the pick and roll between him and Anthony Davis looked great. And obviously you have your two stars in AD and LeBron combining for 65 points and 31 rebounds. And then you have a guy who's really in his role just a scoring guard in Austin Reeves, put up 28 points on efficient scoring. This team tonight looked as good as it has throughout the entire season. And if you put this team in a playoff series with anybody and tell me that they're going to play like they did tonight, I would have a hard time betting against them, against any team in the Western Conference and even in the league, because you have a perfect mix of defense, rebounding, and scoring the basketball. You have guys that can score outside of your stars in Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell. You have a playmaker in D'Angelo Russell who can run the pick and roll with Anthony Davis to a T. And you have guys that can defend in Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, Jared Vanderbilt, and Rui Hachimura. And then obviously you have your stars in LeBron and Anthony Davis who can turn it on at any moment and put up a performance like they did tonight. And especially with Anthony Davis's defensive ability and prowess and him being a top 3 defensive big man in the NBA when on the court, you have that asset as well. So this team is going to be hard to stop if they play up to their potential. And in this game, we finally saw the Lakers finally put it all together and play up to their potential. Now, I also want to talk about the in-season tournament and my overall thoughts about it. Now, obviously the Lakers come out winning, and it looks like a great PR stunt for LeBron James as he's getting older and later on in his career. And because the Lakers were in the championship, obviously the ratings are going to be super high on TV, and lots of people are going to be tuning into this game. But even in the games that were a little bit lesser marketed and had smaller teams in them, this intensity that we've seen throughout the in-season tournament, we haven't seen in November and December in a long time in the NBA. So many times it's the months of November, December, and January that teams are resting their players, and the players themselves are not giving 100% of their effort, and they're conserving the energy for a playoff run come March, April, and May. But throughout this tournament, you could see that the players actually cared about winning these games. There was a bit of controversy about teams scoring at the end of games, even though it was a blowout game, but teams were understanding that point differential mattered in these games. And while there was some confusion about it, I think this tournament was an overall success, and I think that it's going to be a really good marketing strategy for the NBA and a way to get players to care in these kind of dog days of the NBA season. An 82-game season is a really long and stressful season on your body as a professional athlete, and especially for these stars that are playing upwards of 35 minutes a night. But if you have an incentive to go hard in a random game on a Tuesday night on November 19th, per se, then this is good for the NBA because it gives players an opportunity to care about something, and it gives these games meaning while also keeping fans interacted with the game while it's not actually the playoffs. While I may be a diehard NBA fan that is going to watch and keep up with the NBA throughout the season, there's a lot of people that are very casual fans and only tune in for example, Victor Wembanyama's first game, or other than that, just the playoffs. But for these casual fans, this tournament is perfect because it gives the games in November and December a lot more meaning while keeping these fans engaged and giving a better product on the court. There's new courts, there's more exciting basketball, and the players just simply care more, and it gives a lot higher of a meaning to games that normally wouldn't have mattered nearly as much as before. So in terms of viewership, in terms of level of play in these games, this tournament was an overall success for everybody. And while at first I didn't really think it was going to turn out that well, the players bought into the tournament a lot more than I thought they would. And this is just good for the NBA. I still think it's a little bit gimmicky, but I think if the players are going to buy in and they're going to take it seriously and actually compete like they did this tournament, it's going to be a very effective way to keep games entertaining in the dog days of the NBA season. We saw playoff atmospheres in a multitude of different games throughout this tournament, and that's exactly what the NBA wanted to see. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. God bless you all. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 250 subscribers before the new year, so if you could help me do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. God bless you and have a great day.